Okay, so we're sitting here, we're at Portland Retro Gaming Expo. We're, of course, surrounded by all these wonderful games, and now we're surrounded by wonderful books about games. Brett, tell me a little bit about why you decided that you were going to sit down and you were going to write like the NES Omnibus, the SNES Omnibus, all of these like great breakdowns of classic games.
Well, I grew up loving to read and going to the library and going to used bookstores, and I also grew up a gamer, as you might suspect. Well, I sort of put my two interests together, and I actually liked reading reference books growing up, like the encyclopedia sets my parents had, Guinness Book of World Records, and like listicles, what they call now, just like 100 this, 100 that, and I just sort of put it together and started writing reference guides on video games. And when my first book came out in 2007, there really weren't many retro gaming books. That's actually changed a lot now, obviously. But yeah, it was just, and this was the first comprehensive guide to like in television and 5200 ColecoVision and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and it's just kind of grown from there.
Yeah. And these books are incredibly dense with information. They're just cram-packed. What is the process like for actually going through and writing one of these books?
So I play the games typically in the evening and make notes as I go. And then the next morning get up when I'm fresh and write about them. And now it's mostly a weekend thing or an evening thing because I have a day job, but I'm still at it, still writing. I still write for various magazines like Old School Gamer Magazine and Antique Week. But yeah, still at it after all these years.
And how long does it take? Like for instance, the NES Omnibus here, you got volume 1 and 2. How long did it take to actually produce one of those?
The Omnibus books are a beast. Compiling the images, writing, fact-checking, editing, and all that good stuff. Each book takes a little over 2 years, and that's working on them pretty consistently. And then the publisher, thankfully, does the design work with some input from me. Since it's a professional publisher, that's all on them, which is great.
Yeah.
And as far as the binding and distribution and everything. But yeah, they take over a little over 2 years each.
And so let's just pivot here for a second to talk about the actual show. How's the show going for you?
Show is great. I've got a great spot here, good wide open space. There's a lot of traffic. I love PRGE. My first one was in 2017, and I've tried to make it back ever since. I think I missed one because there was another show the same weekend, but regardless, it's a great show.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Now, last question I have for you is, let's say that somebody, like maybe on the younger side, is looking to get into retro games. They want to learn about retro games. Which of your books would you recommend that they start with?
Okay, the perfect one would be, let me grab this one. The 100 Greatest Console Video Games, 77 to 87. It covers when the Atari 2600 first came out, up through the first couple of years of the NES. So real pivotal time period, just a great decade for gaming. A lot of the most important games that sort of paved the way for gaming's future came out during this time period. And the book covers the 100 greatest from that time. And my main criterion was what is still fun to play today, whether you seek out the original hardware or you emulate or whatever, or buy some of these compilation titles. Regardless, this is a good education of what was really good and still fun to play today from that time period.
And then if people want to buy your books, where could they find your work? Where could they find you on the internet?
I'm going to keep it simple. You just go to brettweisswords.com. You can see my name here, right here, brettweisswords.com. Very simple. From there, you can go to my Amazon page or get books direct from me, signed, and my YouTube and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so definitely go and check that out. We will have links down in the description for all of that. So go ahead and check them out. I love all of this. I love reference books a lot too, so I'm I geek out on them. So definitely go check them out. Thanks so much for talking.
Oh yeah, appreciate you stopping by.
Appreciate it.